I got, if you just Google Homeland Security visits gun owner, thousands of hits. I did it yesterday. You bought 1,000 rounds. Why? Homeland Security, secret police, arresting people who bought a few thousand rounds of ammo, saying it's an arsenal when it's not even against the law. Go ahead.
Right. And I want to share this. People are noticing, and I'm getting massive amounts of data telling us that checkpoints are being set up on the on and off ramps, especially in Virginia, south of Washington, D.C. Now, these are new things, Alex. Even up here in Montana, you know, we're about probably 40 to 50 miles between any city, if you can call it that.
They got regular army popping up when governors say that you're not allowed to do this. In Tennessee, the army still comes out.
Yep. And again, the thing is that what I'm saying is I believe we have the real... Now, listen, here's the other thing I'm telling everybody, and I want to make this clear, and I can't go into detail, but you can read between the lines. The idea, ladies and gentlemen, that if veterans are vilified to ultimately be liquidated, then you've got to understand those with special qualifications are going to be the ones in the first fight. So I'm telling all former combat veterans, Special Forces, Green Berets, Delta, and special operations personnel who are out of the service that they must change their physical location. Now, I'm telling you, there's a reason why. For a long time, and I don't think people understand
Stay there. Now, the big bankers in control engineered the Russian Revolution. They funded Hitler. That's on record. Mao, Pol Pot. And they're planning that here, clearly. I remember telling you 10 years ago they had secret dossiers on all gun owners and all this. Now they just admit it. They're paying off the preachers, even small preachers we've confirmed, who have small home churches are getting Homeland Security letters about, remember Romans 13, you do what the government tells you. And these are, of course, preachers that have been speaking out against the government. I mean, Steve, this is a secret police. This is a criminal government that knows it's about to do even more horrible things, so it's trying to get everybody to stand down. But then they know it's going to blow up into rebellion, and then they're going to call everybody that's standing up terrorist. My God, this is going to be a horrible situation, Steve. But, I mean, police, military, former special forces, you're really saying the government's going to come after them? I mean, where are they going to get these forces in the first wave? I see them playing us off against each other in the first wave till society breaks down, then going and doing the red and blue list. But you say you've got other intel. Go ahead.
Got other intel, and let me share this. It comes from the highest realms of the military themselves, and it comes from some of the best placed sources. And when I say this, you know, look, the deal is, Alex, is that the hunter-killer teams are coming. NATO has been brought in this country. Remember when Secretary of Defense Gates said that they may need to call on NATO to bring in troops because we were deployed all over the world? We told people that was the plan, to deploy U.S. troops who would be loyal to the United States, their oath, defend the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and to bring in NATO troops. There are agencies that specifically do nothing but literally monitor the whereabouts of all these different individuals. Now,
no, we've always known that. I mean, they constantly spy on the vets who think that doing all these black ops, the government loves them. They hate you because they know you're going to resist when they try the Soviet-style purge. Go ahead.
Right, and I think that they could have called us BS brokers or whatever. They've called me worse than that. I'm sure you've had it worse than that. But the point is, Napolitano basically validated everything that you and I have been warning about for these past 15, 10 years, whatever. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, how dare they vilify a group of men and women who would lay down their lives for their country and then turn them into the enemy with the same brush as, oh, those gun owners, those constitutionists, those patriots, those right-wing terrorists, blah, blah, blah. If we don't command a lawsuit, a multifaceted lawsuit against the, and I'm telling you, these are hate crimes, ladies and gentlemen. They're totalitarian hate crimes, and they are violating your civil rights. And not only are they violating your civil rights, they're, in essence, Alex, the Napolitano document has solidified the execution warrants that are already issued.
And it shows they're the bad guys. I mean, look, foreign banks are looting the GDP in 6 months. All the production of the country stolen in half a year for an entire year. They are just running rampant, stealing everything. The only reason I think you may be right, that they may go hot and sooner rather than later, Steve, unless we get the word out like our lives depend on it, is because all the rich people for 3 years have been leaving the United States, and I mean the billionaires. And I've talked to them. A lot of them live here in Austin. And And they're freaked out themselves, going, oh, yeah, you don't know the elite. I'm getting the hell out of here. Oh, yeah, there won't even be an America. And I go, what do you mean there won't be an America? And they just said, there won't be an America. I don't know what that means, but I just can't believe they're doing this.
Well, here they are doing it, Alex, and the problem is that when it becomes so in your face, it's one thing to warn about it for years or a decade and a half. It's another thing when everything you've warned about is now present on your plate. Now, also, the feds are going to tell the military and law enforcement people to send their families to so-called safe zones.
And they're going to say that we're killing... Steve, this is key, and I've always had this thought and researched it, and I always forget to say it on air. They're going to kill some of the select police and military. I just differ on how many with you, and then blame it on us. Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely. And that's the nature of my orange alert that's going up on my website today, or maybe up tomorrow. But here's the deal. Understand this, Alex. The military and law enforcement are going to be promised the protection of their families, okay? And then their family members are going to be used as a lever to get them to comply with the illegal orders to kill U.S. citizens and round them up and send them to camps. And children. See, remember we were breaking the info about all these kids are going to be locked down in schools and moved to safe zones? You would do anything to keep your family alive, wouldn't you?
And I remember you saying that 12, 13 years ago, myself reporting it. Then we got sent footage from places like Missouri and the Ozarks where they load the elementary up with their hands up on buses without telling them where they were going, take them to a FEMA camp, and then call the parents and say, you've got to come here to pick them up. And it was an admitted drill. And now the news admits during the collapse of society, they are going to have the military and police, quote, move in to defended camps for themselves. My God, what a sickening plan they've devised.
Well, this is, I think the word sickening, satanic, diabolic, Luciferian wickedness. Now, Jesus said, and Alex, I'm quoting Jesus because when he tells it like it is, you don't have to question it like it is. He said, there's never been a time like it in history, nor would be again. And I got to tell you, that upsets me when I...
Even worse than the days of Noah.
Absolutely. And the thing that I think that people need to recognize right now is that, look, their hopes, their dreams, their futures, their earning capacity, everything that they've worked hard for all their life has been literally taken away from them by the very people that are now using the media and the mouthpieces and the vomit brokering whores to vilify us. And remember, they identify, they vilify, they nullify, and now they destroy. And so what I'm telling people, I could not be more serious. The lateness of the hour demands that people become active. They can't let Alex Jones do it. They can't let Steve Quayle do it. They can't let whoever their favorite or non-favorite talk radio show, they have to do it. And see, again, well, the idea is, listen, they can even tell the level of resistance by how many people complain. Do you follow me? See,
yes.
If only a million people complain, they go, that's a piece of cake.
They're testing our defenses. They're testing our picket line.
You got it. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. So they're testing the picket line. Now, here's one thing that everyone can take great hope in. The thing is that there is a promise, and there are promises that they that know the living God shall be strong and do exploits. There are amazing people, Alex, still in the military. There are amazing people. Not all of them are sold out to the devil. But the problem is, and this is the big issue, I have been told by top-level military brass that literally the U.S. military assets are going to basically be left in Europe so that the Luciferians, and let me share this with you, the whole private Hessian army thing is all based on the fact that all the money has been diverted from the regular military. Notice their budgets are being cut. But isn't it amazing that multi-billion-dollar contracts are being given to defense contractors, i.e. Blackwater Now Z, and also...
Oh, no, there's been major news articles written. There's been major articles written about how all these big companies have hired their own armies or produced their own armies. They've been getting ready for a siege mode for decades, hardening their corporate and government facilities to literally shut the economy down in a Great Depression. But now we're not agrarian, we're not rural, so that's their main weapon is just shutting everything off. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And again, the situation is that, listen, if you're taking assets that should be used to defend the country, and see, this is what I wish the military would understand, especially those who still love this country. They basically, a lot of the multi-star generals and stuff that have gone into retirement or forced into retirement, etc., they basically are not aware of the degree of subterfuge on the international financial scene. I have contacts, Alex, in both Beijing and Hong Kong, and they tell me point blank, and you can't get any better connected, that most of the bailout money is being sent overseas to buy commodities. Then a big story comes on that China's buying all the copper they can. China knows what's getting ready to happen. The United States, which has been one of the most amazing producing countries in the world, we've exported in the good days, we exported food, we exported our technology, we exported things that could help people's lives be better. Then the greed monsters from hell show up, and they decide, hey, we're not done just plundering the United States. We got to plunder the planet. And it's planetary plundering on a demonic, supernatural, Luciferian level that's taking place. And the people, what I watched, let me jump to 60 Minutes. What I watched, the common theme of all the people that lost half their retirement or all their retirement, they were too busy to pay attention, Alex.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN, great talk radio starts here.